The following episode is dedicated to our loyal listeners in Honey Pot Lane, Leicestershire.
Hello again. Welcome to another episode of the Steez.
It's a micro episode
It's a little
of Turnstile Records presents the Escape Pod.
well, it's a stripped down version, nice and compressed.
It's like Game of Thrones. You need to listen to this with a pad and paper and take notes of what the name is,
and so forth.
Yeah.
We could do that, but don't. Let's get into the episode.
No notes necessary. I might take this one this week.
Oh yeah, good. Yeah.
But have we ever done anything about levitation?
No, we haven't. I don't believe.
Well, according to this book, The World's Most Incredible Stories, gravity science now tell us, which this is the 80s.
Gravity science now tells us.
No, scientists now tell us
Scientists.
isn't quite as straightforward as they thought. But levitation is, of course, quite impossible.
Okay.
That's an incredible story right there. So this one is The Flying Nun.
Okay.
Ever heard this one?
Seen the show?
No, it's not the same.
Isn't
Go on.
the Flying Nun? Who was she? Is she off? Who played that?
Sally
Fields.
I believe.
What was her other role?
She was Gidget.
Gidget.
Well, I don't know how I knew all that. I'm a man of the 80s, that's why. Here we go. The Sunday People, 15th of May, 1977, reported the story of invisible assailants, phantom persecutors, and demonic doings surrounding the tormented nun, identified only as Sister Rosa.
Sister Rosa.
In her presence, objects in the room rise up and fall around her. Other times, it is herself who is levitated. This, it is claimed, happened at least once, witnessed by her terrified sisters. It was a sister act. Who saw her floating slowly towards the ceiling and then pass through it! Exclamation mark.
So levitation and the ability to pass through walls. So
Yes.
what's that power?
Well, you're putting me on the
superheroes
spot.
that?
You're putting me on the spot there. Yeah. So the auxiliary bishop of Rome said, "It's amazing but true."
Auxiliary bishop.
He probably would have said, "It's amazing but true.
But the truth.
It's a stereotype." The sisters are highly educated and not the sort to imagine things like, I don't know, God. They told me about Sister Ross as floating through the ceiling. They found her standing on the floor above. So once, on hearing screams from Sister Ross' cell, they rushed in to find her tearing at her cow. When they removed it from her, they found thorns from a cactus plant from the garden firmly embedded in her scalp.
Ow.
They resisted all attempts to remove them until they were washed with holy water, which is...
Can I just go back there? Did it say she was in her cell?
Yeah, it did actually.
What's going on here?
Well, obviously they haven't seen it.
She's been in prison because she's a levitator.
And she can pass through walls.
Okay.
So there's no point having a cell. You break out.
Why is she in the cell?
And I'd just like to say that if your scalp is full of cactus or cacti prickles, let's get an antiseptic rather than the old holy water from the church. You know when you used to enter church and they'd have the holy water dipping bowl?
Holy filthy water.
Yeah. It's like...
It did have a bit of that brown shit building up in it.
Brown shit, and sometimes they'd put the sponge of holy water. So like you dab in, you sign of the cross all over your head, neck, chest, and face. You walk out with the old the herb. Yes, so they resisted all attempts. They washed her in holy water.
Filthy holy water.
An iron bar from the back of the door detached itself and traversed through walls to materialize in Sister Rosa's cell, and it began beating her while she slept.
All right. I think someone's
I reckon auxiliary bishop has something to do with it.
Someone's beating this poor woman.
Yes.
And sticking thorns in her cowl.
It's one of those things, Tim.
Is that it?
That is it.
Wow.
Just like all these
so
books.
many questions.
Well, fire away.
Get some. what, 1977? Get some
77?
photos.
Here's the thing, right? She's a floater.
Yeah.
She's a pass-througher, but also there's a poltergeist passing iron bars through things to beat her up with.
Unless she's summoning them like Magneto.
Oh, is she flagellating?
Yeah, she's
is that what it's called?
Well, she's a floater. I'm going to say history. What do you reckon?
Well, once again, you know what I think.
I don't know.
Nah, look, I mean, without some more names, Sister Rosa is very generic, isn't it?
It is.
This auxiliary bishop doesn't have a name.
Don't they all take on some religious name? I know priests do that. Brother Gabriel.
Mm-hmm. His real
got
name
his name from.
I thought his real name was Gavin, and then
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you get assigned a
It's
holy
like
name.
It's like your yoga name.
Right. There you have it. Another mythtery.
The Flying Nun. And now a reading from Jezbot's diary, Saturday, the 8th of January, 1994. I don't know why I had to turn and check the date.
Remember, yeah.
Woke up at about 12 and then went to Cam's.
Oh, Jesus.
I think that's 7 days in a row. Played Super NES until 9:45. Tim and I walked home. We were just about to go inside when this dude pulls up and goes, "Where the fuck have you cunts been?" Ooh. It's a bit harsh.
Plot thickens, yeah.
So Tim said we were at Cam's, which is always the answer. When we asked why, he said that his house had just been robbed. Suck shit.
Ah, right.
That's
Okay.
right. Well, he's obviously a prick.
Yeah. I think he sounds like one.
And then it says just here, fires in New South Wales are still burning and getting bigger. Maybe this is going to be the end of Australia as we know it. Have to move out to the desert.
And how did that turn out?
They're still burning. Make love, not war, Tim.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
So 94 fires in New South Wales.
I think I'm giving you 2 more readings from your diary if Cam and Nintendo turn up in it.
Yes, well, our mother has gone through her crawl space, if you will, and found all of our writings and scratchings of Mad Men. So there'll be other things to come. It's not just this diary, Tim. There's
there's plenty more.
There's poems. There's booklets.
There's Chuck Norris screenplays.
I can't wait to hear that one.
Hi, I'm Rudolph Bernstein, owner and CEO of FatFit Fatness Studios. Here at FatFit Studios, we believe that inside everybody, there's a fat person waiting to get out. If you've ever been called fat or overweight by a medical doctor, they're wrong. At Fat Fitness Studios, we encourage fatness. We apply bona fide methods for you to reach your full fatness potential. How? You start with our 19-step program. So as soon as you enter our Fat Fitness Studio, we surgically attach a 10-pound bag of sugar, pig feet, and double chocolate cake to your mouth. We get you to sit back and relax in our supersized recliners for 3 days. And we reattach our fatty feed bags to your face every 5 minutes. And guess what, fatties? Whilst you sleep, we gently insert our state-of-the-art gluttony hose, which snugly fits into the cavity walls of your anus and pumps you full of fried chicken grease fat and high-grade castor honey ham polyunsaturated hog oil. You wake up happier and fatter than you've ever been before. So celebrate that you are now part of the revolutionary fat community today.
So we've set up a little
Shelter shed.
I guess so. Guess you could say that.
Yes.
On the beach, Ocean Grove.
We have slipped, slopped, and slapped all over our necks, faces, and chests several times this morning, and now we are cowering from the sun.
Yes, we're recovering from a long-winded breakfast, which I cooked.
Oh, that took a long time.
Up to an hour and 10 minutes.
For French toast.
Yeah, and is it a savoury or is it a sweet?
It's best of both worlds. It's more of a sweet.
Okay.
Maple syrup.
Pancakey.
But I'll tell you this much, cut yourself off after 2.
Yeah.
That third really pushes the boundaries.
So we're sitting on the beach, and right above us right now is kiteboarders.
Or like windsurfy.
Yeah, it's kiteboarding, isn't it? No,
Well-
without a board. So it's kite surfing. Kite surfing?
Parachute.
Yeah.
Parasailing. That's what it is.
Is it?
Yeah, they're on a parachute and they're in a seat and they just glide along the coastline. How do they land? Where are they landing? Where are they taking off?
Where are they going?
And I think it's a breach of privacy, Tim.
What do you think
See the
so?
way that he was just over the top of that scantily dressed woman down there,
Sunbathing.
sunbathing,
Here comes another one.
just like the other one.
Da, 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 da.
He's about 40, 50 feet, or
Yeah.
50 feet off the ground.
50, he's good 50 foot.
He's 50 feet soaking wet, as you would like to say. let's just update the listeners. Your daughter and son are the only people in the ocean today. It went from, as I've updated already, it went from 40 or 38 to a low of 14 within about 8 hours. Now it's sunny, but it's not swimmy weather.
No.
Shadow just went over us.
Okay.
There's another
Yeah.
parasailer. It's creepy, isn't it? What else is hard to sort of optically judge, if you will, is the size of the container ships out there.
How big are they?
They're huge.
How far is the horizon? 33 kilometres, I want to say.
I don't know. I think there's, if you're standing on the beach
Soaking wet.
and you look forward and you're 6 foot tall and then the earth is flat and then...
It does, to me, from where we're standing here, that actually looks curved to me.
The ocean... Oh, yeah, it does.
Do you reckon?
It does, a little bit.
It's like it's bending in.
But the eyes get tricked, you see, Tim. This is where you've got it all wrong. If it was curved, you shouldn't see the boat on the horizon.
Right. There's a boat on that horizon right over there.
Yeah, that yachty looking one, yep.
Is he right on the horizon then?
Beyond the horizon. It's the new show. I've got nothing.
Here comes Mason's running up from the beach. We're going to get drenched out.
Soaking wet.
How'd you go?
I got one rock. Hello.
I thought you said you weren't going to get in.
Yeah, but I want
Right.
to. And I made two big
Yep, he's off again. So how would you feel? How do you find the beach this year? I know last year you're saying it's sandy, not city. It's
This is nice because there's shade.
yeah, and we're doing a podcast.
Yeah.
There's something to do.
Yeah. Don't like the salt water. Don't like the sand.
The wind's a bit.
Don't like the sun. So that's pretty much 90% of what a beach is made
Yeah.
up of.
Oh, here we go. Floyd's on guard. What do you got to say, buddy?
Dogs talking. Nothing.
All right, fair enough. He doesn't like other dogs.
No.
Or the
so-
water.
Yeah.
He's
so
kind of like us.
It's my kind of dog.
Yeah. Well, listen in for more updates on Jezbot on the Spot with Timmy Taco at Ocean Grove. For Turnstile Records presents the Escape Pod 2019 edition.
Tip of the week this week. I'm going to give a little bit of tip on how to lose those extra pounds.
Okay.
It's
You gonna record?
Oh, it's already recorded.
All right. I see what you've done there.
Yeah. It's pretty straightforward. Is what I do. Don't eat breakfast.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like you've got all those extra pounds to lose there.
No, well, I don't anymore because don't eat breakfast.
Aha. Intermittent fasting.
Have a coffee.
Intermittent.
That should get you through to dinner. Right? Then
Yep.
take 4 shits in a day.
From all the coffee.
Coffee. Surround yourself in a doona.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Sweat it out.
Mm.
Really, really sweat it out. It'll
Ah.
shed unwanted liquids in your body.
Yes. Dehydrating you thus.
Well, I used to. Well, it
losing
just
it.
reminds me of a thing I used to do when I was growing up, and you know how those nights where it's really hard to sleep because it's hot.
Yes.
So I figured
Here we go.
on the hottest of hot nights you've ever seen, I used to continue to sleep under the doona.
Yes.
And the theory was that I would get so hot
Yes.
I would pass out.
Right.
Worked every night.
doing permanent damage, though.
No, it probably did permanent the damage.
Jesus. I think you've answered. It's a doctor tip of the week for me. You've answered a riddle. I woke up the last 2 nights. I've been sweating bullets. I'm not drinking during the week at all or anything like that.
Yeah.
But what you did say was the 14 cups of coffee sparked a little.
Okay, so
sparked something in my
don't
head.
do what Donnie Timmy
Didn't do.
in the same situation. Continue. Sorry.
So I guess I've been doing the fasting as well. I've been working at a job where I haven't been under the pump, as they say. So I haven't been stopping for lunchies. But what I have been doing is making myself a big old thermos of coffee in the morning. So
And that gets you through the hunger
it
bursts
sure does.
and keeps you pumped up.
Keeps you going. But then at night, it's all going to come crashing down.
It's all about
gonna
squirts. Squirts.
Get out of there. I will definitely need to be changing the sheets.
Because I had some sweats, and I went to the doctor to say, is this weird that I wake up
normal?
every morning puking with sweat? Is it really weird?
Yes.
And he said yes.
If you're puking sweat.
He said,
yes.
it's all in the description, really. Yes, that is quite weird. But what you got to get yourself, Jeremy, and what the doctor issued me was a fecal test.
No, well, I don't, and I won't.
And for some weird reason, she went through and gave me all the tests that she could possibly imagine.
She gave you the fecal.
No, she didn't give me. She didn't give me the
I think
fecal
you're supposed
position.
to take that home, and that's an
Assume,
at-home.
assume the fecal position.
Yes, it's not a position.
No, I did. And it's a horrific thing, which I will describe to you right now. Place the one-time use paper over the top of the water without touching the water.
Okay.
It's a catchment,
It's a floater.
right?
It's like a piece of wax paper or something.
Then they said, do your Duke.
Any gloves involved?
No, because all you've got to do, right, is Duke on the catchment,
Yeah.
and then get out your dipping stick,
No.
and then poke, prod. Make sure you get a bit of what you can in there, and then
A scraping.
and then zippity doo-dah. If you can do that, we want the day of and the day after.
Just
Right.
a micro.
It's just a stab.
Micro
It
scab.
was horrific, man. It was the worst thing ever. Then you flush it all down. The paper dissolves.
No,
and
so you
it's-
wouldn't want wax paper because it wouldn't.
No,
right,
no,
right.
no. And you're on limited time. As soon as you start jabbing at it, it starts trying to exit the paper surface.
But you're saying it's an out and then an up. You have to get up and take a
you got to
swipey.
get up and
Because
swap,
I like
swap
to
the
I like
swap.
to hang out in there a little bit, check
Jesus.
my emails, maybe read a book, have some private time.
Yeah.
I don't like the idea of
Sit in the stench.
I don't like the pressure of knowing that I'm going to have to really get to that Duke before it seeps through the little.
It is horrific.
The test results.
What do you wait? First of all, I take the sample over to them.
Yes.
And give it to as soon as you hand over the biohazard bag, she knows it's shit
Yeah.
of sort,
And
sort of.
a clear bag.
It was a clear bag.
Yeah. Why? Why do they do that?
You got your red sample, you got your blue sample. Don't take the red pill. Do not take the blue pill. This is my doctor sample. Could you please pass this on to the blood? Thank you very much. Get the fuck out of there, right? I just didn't want to be there for long enough to see what her reaction was to me passing her shit.
Fair enough. You're a gentleman.
Then a week went past, and I got a call from the doctor saying, "Oh, seems you've lost your sample. Can you come back?" And I had to get it out and do it all over again.
Were you
And it
still
was just as horrific as the first time? It wasn't too bad, but I wouldn't wish it on anybody.
And let me guess, the results finally came in, and they said, "You're all healthy. Stop drinking coffee.
Yeah, nothing.
Turn on an air
It's all
conditioner."
come back negative. I don't know what we tested for. Have you got leukemia? left it in my other pants. Sorry.
That's
So similar to what happened with you with your doctor visits. So
well, look, I'll tell you my one story of needing to give a sample. I was struck with the gut rot, and I think it was the technical term. And I've only been to hospital twice, really, for the food poisoning or gut rot or whatever it is, but really in a bad way, Tim, and feeling on the edge of dying there. So I'm in hospital. I'm on morphine. I'm in serious strife.
yeah.
And the doctor finally comes around, and I'm like, "Oh, dude, what is going on? You got to tell me what, and I'll get through it if I can just know what you reckon it is." And she says, like, "If you really want to know, you're going to have to shit into this cup."
Oh.
And she said, "And you have to do it here in the bedroom, in the what do you call it? It's not a bedroom. It's a
cell.
Yeah, yeah. Because you can't be walking around the hospital going in the public toilets because you'll spread disease. Whatever you got, everyone else is going to get." So I said, "Well, I don't want to know, and I'll just suffer through the pain because there is no way
I'm shitting in a cup because there's no way you're going to have good aim. You don't know where
How do you aim?
How do you aim?
When you're in bed?
How do you pass camel through the eye of a needle, Cherry?
I don't know. But then she did give me a prostate checkup. So
And it was great.
That's quite
It was worth it.
Well, I didn't have to beg for that one. So
Okay, all right. And then you just told her to just dip her finger in a cup, and that was your still sample?
I guess so.
Could have doubled it up. That is another tip of the week. That's
it?
how you lose weight out there. Hot tip of the week.
Well, that felt good. Another week under the belt, or in the sack, or
We just pinched that one off in between our regular podcast. Turnstile Records presents the Escape Pods, which you can hear every week with a guest.
yes.
If you're hearing this for the first time, listen to the next episode because it's probably a real episode.
Yeah, it's a longer episode. This is a little tidbit, little side, micro. So
Bit. See you next week.
Baby boy, baby boy, baby boy, baby boy, baby boy, baby
This here's a jam for all the fellas. Wish I was a little bit taller, y'all. Ain't so much, nearly split your pants.